You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast
delivering player experience news.
Let's go! What's up, guys? Welcome to Podcast PXN, episode 172. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Prindle, aka Dan is DTM on Twitter, and I am joined over Discord by the Nintendo aficionado and artist extraordinaire, Roshan Warner at Roro.
Greetings. Hello. Hi.
Hello. And the host of Large Popcorn and video essayist Christian Macias at ISO Christian.
If Chainsaw Man were real, I would want to meet the Saliva Devil, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Bro gets it.
Oh, God.
Bro gets it.
Me too.
Right. Guys, we are not joined by Gage. He is working this week, but he's here in spirit and in the chat as well. But thank you to everyone watching us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/@podcastpxn and twitch.tv/podcastpxn as well. Guys, the topic of the show this week is our 2023 video game predictions. These are going to be 100% right. All the way.
We nailed it this time.
Yeah.
I have a spoiler for one of mine.
Uh-oh.
I decided this year is the year of the manifestations, you know? So I'm just going for it.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
We're going to get wild today.
Gonna be big. But first, the show always starts with the quick bites. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's chomp on down on some quick bites. Here we go. Guys, 300 QA workers at Microsoft has officially, actually, Microsoft owned ZeniMax, so it's a Bethesda offshoot, or they own Bethesda, have voted in favor of a union, making them the first studio to form a union at Microsoft. So this is pretty big news. Of course, Microsoft had come out after the acquisition of Activision, saying they would support any of their unions that came out of Activision, including, I believe, Raven Software was one of those that were creating that. So now this is the first official at Microsoft. So this is very interesting and a good first step, I guess, to getting better workplace environments in video games, hopefully.
Yeah. And they're going to get ready to acknowledge it, which is pretty cool. Should set a precedent, hopefully.
Knock on wood. Guys, the budget for the Last of Us TV series on HBO has been revealed to be exceeding a single season of budget of Game of Thrones season 1 through 5. So every single season of Game of Thrones, not all of them together, but it exceeds each of those seasons, which is pretty massive. I feel like, obviously, I don't think Game of Thrones I should say, I don't think that Last of Us is going to be as CGI reliant as Game of Thrones. So that makes it even bigger, in my opinion, that this budget's so huge. So, they're going to have some cool shit here. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah. I wonder how much of it is, production. So, obviously, set design and all the stuff that going into, makeup and costume. And how much of it is going towards stars, because you have Pedro Pascal working, and then you have Bella Ramsey, which I'm sure is getting paid a decent amount, and then people like Nick Offerman. Yeah, I mean it's a big production, and obviously for a big show, highly anticipated. Want to hear something funny, by the way?
Sure.
We talk a lot about how this adaptation is going to expand the audience to a whole new plethora of people who have never played the game or even know that it's a video game. Case in point, I was hanging out in California for over the holiday break, and my uncle, who just watches TV very casually, was just hanging out on the couch, and we decided to put on a movie on HBO one night. And you know how HBO, when you start up anything on their platform, it'll play a little teaser for something that's upcoming just to get you excited for something else on HBO. It played a teaser for The Last of Us, and my uncle, in Spanish, I'll say it in English, was like, "Oh, I saw this earlier. This looks good. I can't wait to watch it." And it's wow. My Theo is over here excited for The Last of Us. Kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
Yeah,
It's so soon too. I'm so excited. Can't
Next
believe
week?
it's yeah,
2 weeks,
insane.
something like that.
January 15th, I think, right? So yeah, 2 weeks.
And
Yeah,
they have
hell
been
yeah.
and they have been marketing it heavily. Like I've seen a ton of ads on TV, especially when I was watching football this past weekend. They were hammering ads for it. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see a lot more people getting into it and experiencing it for the first time.
Absolutely.
Guys, we got a Payday 3 reveal trailer that showed that it is coming in 2023. I don't know if you guys took a look at this yet or not, but it was a pretty short trailer, just kind of basically saying, this is it. This is the year that Payday 3 is coming out. But I know there's a lot of Payday fans out there that are excited to get this confirmation, and hopefully we get some gameplay soon and get a good look at it.
Didn't you play Payday 2?
I did. I never got really into it that much, but I always liked the idea of it, but I don't, for whatever reason, I never really got into it too much.
Me either, but I wanted to because it looked really fun. So maybe
Yeah.
this would be the one that we can jump into and try out together.
Oh yeah, I'm down. We've got chat going crazy over here because they're attacking Glenn, and Glenn's not liking it.
Why? Because Glenn sucks at Mario Kart?
Yeah. Glenn's calling out Gage, who doesn't own a Switch anymore. Yeah, it's getting crazy over there in the YouTube chat.
That is a crime in and of itself.
Yeah. You know what else is a crime, Ro? Madden 23 franchise mode has lost saves, which were accidentally deleted from a data storage error at EA. EA estimates only 40% of the league data can be recovered. Oh no. I feel bad
How much?
for people. Only 40% can be recovered.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
So this was like players' games data,
Yes.
like their progress and stuff. Oh god.
And like their franchises. So like you can, build a franchise and play like multiple seasons. So like all that's gone.
Okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
That also sucks that it was saved digitally. Like, why can't it just be like on your system sort of thing? But yeah, that sucks.
That's not good. If you're gonna do an all cloud solution, EA, maybe figure out your backups a little bit better.
For real.
So, our next quick bite is one that no one wants to talk about, according to Christian Messias, because I forgot about it. He did share it with us in the chat, and I completely forgot.
Only the biggest story of the week.
So
what
is that story, Christian? Why don't you tell us?
Yeah, Fumito Ueda last week there were rumblings that we may hear news about his and Gen Design Team Eco's next game, and then a couple days later we got confirmation from a Gen Design tweet, which I had to click on and translate here because it is in Japanese. Happy New Year. It's finally a year where we can deliver a lot of topics to everyone. We are doing our best, so please look forward to it. Thank you for your continued support in the year. At Gen Design, we are looking for colleagues regardless of career or new graduates for the project currently under development. And of course, they're hiring to hopefully soon reveal their next game. Of course, Fumito Ueda, head of development for games, masterpieces, all three of them: Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian. Eco being the one that, like, without Eco, the modern third-person narrative game would not exist. So,
crazy.
Can't wait.
That's exciting stuff. Like, I've only played Shadow of the Colossus, but like I as you said about Eco and Guardian, like this is like exciting stuff. It's like when Yoko or Kojima says like we're making something new. It's like you get excited no matter what it is. So
and Yoko Taro is working on 2 games, by the way. Like we might get
yeah.
We'll talk about it later in the topic of the show.
Heck yeah. What else you got, Christian? What else did you add there that nobody wants to talk about?
Get super excited for the Nier anime, for Nier Automata, of course, which premieres this weekend. I think it's the 7th. And Ro, you recently watched Licorice Recoil, same studio doing this Nier Automata show.
Sweet.
So it has a lot of star talent behind, and I'm really interested to see how they do the adaptation of the video game into anime. So I'm excited.
Heck yeah. All right, guys, let's run over some street meat here. That was good. Wow, that was
oh my god. Yeah. Why did we never think about this? Why did we never think about this?
My first pun that was actually good. Wow. All right.
I agree. That it was good, I mean.
Thank you.
And that it was the first one that was good.
Yeah, thanks, Ro. I appreciate that. Wow. Persona 3 is apparently getting a remake, as an insider has reconfirmed that it is in development at Atlas. A leaker that previously revealed Atlas is working on a remake confirms that the game is still in development. What's next for the Persona franchise has been a mystery since the release of Persona 5 Royal in 2019, as Atlas has lingered on the RPG. With that behind it, Atlas seems primed to move on to the next major Persona release. So, how
very
exciting.
Cool. Let's all get ready to burn our bread again.
Let's do it. I hope this is real, but at the same time, I want them to focus again on Project Re Fantasy and Persona 6. But I'm sure they have multiple teams at Atlas. They do. So I'm sure whoever's working on Persona 6 isn't necessarily working on Persona 3 Remake, if this is true. But yeah, the sooner the better for Persona 6, please. Please.
And Persona 3 just got the port to
it's this month
on Xbox. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Get some Persona action. And our second street meat item, Kid Icarus Remake / Bandai Namco X Nintendo collaboration has been posted. A new job listing has been posted for a 3D action game with Nintendo, with people hoping this means a return from Pit.
Yeah, people are hoping. I and there was a tease that, well, not a tease, but Sakurai said on his YouTube channel that he knows a lot of people are asking for something like that, and if Nintendo was willing to do it, he would be on board. But that is a completely different conversation, obviously. And these job listings have been up since that YouTube video went up. But yeah, people are hopeful because Kid Icarus Uprising is a fantastic game that was, I wouldn't say trapped on the 3DS, but it could be so much better if it had like the dual analog sticks. And yeah, there's a lot that kind of held it back on the 3DS, but it was still a really great game that could benefit from a remake. So I hope that's what they're making.
Heck yeah.
Before we move on,
yeah,
I have to pick on Dan here for a second.
Oh.
I want him to describe to us what Persona is.
Oh no!
Just for fun.
An action talking game where you try to persuade people not to fight. I don't know.
You got a talking game, right?
You got a talking game.
We'll allow talking game.
Okay.
Does have action, yeah.
I've never played a Persona game in my life, so I'm sorry.
We should. Let's all take our time.
Okay. Let's take our time with the PXN news of the week, which we only have one item, and this might be even a struggle for us to talk a lot about because there's not much here, but it's been a light news week, guys, so sorry. New concept art for The Last of Us Factions has been released, and they're Naughty Dog saying that they'll possibly release more info later this year and possibly on the 10-year anniversary of The Last of Us, which is very, very cool. I'm very hopeful that we get a deeper dive into multiplayer, which I might have a prediction about that later on if no one else does. But yeah, the concept art looks really cool. Looks like a boat that crashed into land, maybe. Interesting.
It's the Titanic. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
The Titanic. It's a little too modern.
It's gorgeous concept art, but like everything surrounding this is like, yeah, this is not coming this year. Like, which again is pretty cool to think about. Like, yeah, we're highly anticipating it because I think Factions rocks. I love Tlu Factions 1, despite it. You know, if you're a platinum trophy hunter, I could see how that could be annoying if you're not into multiplayer. I had fun with it, but yeah, to me this like speaks volumes on like the scope of the game. Like, and they are doing a story surrounding this. I don't know how it's going to work for like being, you know, a multiplayer game at the same time, but it has me supremely curious. And again, I'm gonna reiterate that I really hope it's some kind of extraction type shooter and not like a battle royale multiplayer, which was like the original like speculation for what it's going to be. I think extraction shooter makes a lot more sense for a kind of The Last of Us, or maybe something else entirely. Who knows?
Yeah. the fact that they're taking this on as like a their next project instead of like a side thing now is super exciting. And Naughty Dog honestly hasn't let me down yet. So them doing multiplayer is really exciting. Where it's hard for me to find one for me to latch onto. This might be the one that like Naughty Dog again hasn't let me down yet. And if they're going all out with this, I am super excited to see what that can be. With Last of Us being one of my favorite games ever, and all of us love that game. So yeah, very exciting stuff for sure. And the concept art, beautiful as well.
Yeah.
And based on your answer, Christian, I think that my prediction would be completely different than your prediction. So I think if you said you have a prediction around it too, right?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they're gonna be different. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Okay. Before we move on, I don't know if we're gonna move on. I want to hear one of my toxic traits.
Sure.
I love Uncharted multiplayer. 2, 3, and 4. Played them all.
No.
I had a blast. So much fun.
I played the Uncharted 3 multiplayer in like that the collection that they had. It was pretty fun. I wouldn't say it was good, but it was
Wait, what?
Kind of fun.
They didn't have multiplayer in the collection? You liar!
That's the only way that I was able to play those games in the collection.
There's no way. What are you talking about? Wait, what?
Wait, yeah, the collection doesn't it?
It was just single player.
Yeah, it's just single player.
I must have played Uncharted. Did Uncharted 4 have multiplayer?
Yeah. Oh wait, no,
Yes.
Did it? I don't
If it
remember.
did, then that's probably how I played it then, and I'm misremembering.
Let's Google this.
Because I didn't play Uncharted on the PlayStation 3 and all that. I played it in the
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah, Uncharted 4 does have multiplayer.
Okay, so that's where
Yeah.
I played it then. My bad. But I
Play a lot
like
of 3.
that too. That was fun too.
Yeah. It's not the greatest, but
Yeah.
I had fun.
I like grappling hook. Yeah, there's a grappling hook, so it had to be 4.
And this is just we've talked about it before, but this is just such a better idea for them to create this as a new game and its own experience than just having like the tacked on multiplayer like Uncharted had. And technically Last of Us sort of had, but a lot of people enjoyed it. So yeah.
Second time they've done this now. Start a DLC project that grew in scope. So they're passionate about the stuff they make, and like Lost Legacy started as DLC, and they liked it so much they made it into a full game, and like that turned into a lot of people's favorite Uncharted game. This may be a lot of people's favorite. Like I can't say that. I don't know. People, Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 has their audience. I don't know if a multiplayer game will be as strong, but I don't. Who knows? Who knows?
Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, guys. New year means possibly new fantasy draft, which will be I think we talked about doing in a couple weeks. We're gonna restart 2023 fantasy draft. Gonna be exciting. Am I gonna win again? Probably.
Hopefully not.
No, I'm kidding.
We need to change the guard here.
Yeah, Gage is gonna say I cheated the system somehow, even though all the logs are there. Gage, go back and look at them.
He can't complain about the outcome when he doesn't play the game. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Completely fair.
Didn't even finish drafting his list of games.
Exactly. Yeah. After we begged him. We
Week
showed
after week.
him.
Yeah.
You showed him, Dan, didn't you?
I
Like,
did.
give him a tutorial on how it worked.
I did. Yep.
My goodness. My
But-
goodness.
Mhm.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, that's true. You can kiss him in the mouth though. Something like that. That's how it goes, right?
Sure. Something like that, I guess.
Don't spit in a horse's mouth.
Yeah, I guess. Don't let the horse
mine, like, is that how I finish?
Yeah.
oh, don't let the horse spit in your mouth though.
Hmm. Hmm.
Anyways, let's move into what you got for me. Guys, I've been playing a new game.
Oh,
I played
New game?
Okay, a new game for me. Vampire Survivors, and I had a ton of fun with it. I played for probably a couple hours and had many runs, and that sounded bad, but many instances of playing this game. I said many runs. That kind of implies that
Like
I have
poop?
issues, but anywho. Yeah, this game's really fun. I really like this, which is kind of funny because it's sort of like a roguelike, I guess. But and typically I don't like roguelike games, but this is really fun. I really love how it kind of drives you to like upgrade your character, I guess, your abilities, I guess, not necessarily your character, because there's different characters you choose from. But I like how you upgrade your abilities. Each time you upgrade them, it feels like it makes a meaningful impact on like how long you can survive in the game, and like just the abilities on the map that you got to find and get to. And I really like the nuance behind it, trying to figure out which upgrades to go after first, and which ones to like get you further in the waves. I think it's really fun.
If you like that, just wait until you unlock combination ingredients and then magic.
Oh,
this game gets really deep, man.
really?
It gets deeper and deeper.
Okay.
My advice to you is to, when you log into the game, somewhere, I forget where in the menu, you can look at like a checkbox of things that you need to do, and that unlocks new things. And the more you unlock in that game by doing different things, you unlock more stuff to do, that makes the game easier, so to speak. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dig in there.
Heck yeah. I'll definitely go back to it. It was a lot of fun. But what else was a lot of fun? God of War Ragnarok, Christian, bro. I finally beat it. 2 weeks late for our Game of the Year discussion, but I beat the game. And then, of course, I was texting Christian at about 11:15 at night, and I was like, I beat it. I credits rolled and everything. And, well, yeah. And then I had to go back into it for a little bit more. But, yeah, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, kind of tough to talk about our conversation last night.
Yes, yeah, that's
spoiling.
true.
Yeah.
That's as far as as I'll say it. But anyways, yes, I really love the game, and I'm honestly surprised, because my first 10 hours with the game, I think I said on here, I was like, I was getting a little bit the feeling of repetitiveness in terms of the gameplay. And that was like right before a big kind of changing point in the game. And for me, when that changing point happened, like it really like reinvigorated me into the game and the story and everything. Like, I think this game's story is maybe even better than God of War 2018. Like, I love this game's story. It is fantastic. The characters are all fantastic. And yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I don't want to go into spoilers, so I won't do anything like that. But like, man, it definitely gets a lot more broader as you go on, and like the further I went on, the more I loved it. Christian.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when we were first talking about it a couple weeks ago, and how a lot of people were saying online that the game has pacing issues, which I'll acquiesce a little bit. Maybe it's true in some instances. Not that I agree completely with that, I guess, argument, but like the first half is fairly slow, and it's a lot of juggling of characters, but it's on purpose. And like a conversation I have with my friend Hugo is that like they do this because there's a payoff with like everything that they're juggling in the second half. When all these things start coming together, it's like, oh man, like they did a lot with what feels like a long time. It's actually pretty short time with like the narrative. It's pretty cool, and I'm glad that like once you got to the second half and you start seeing the payoffs and you started enjoying it more. So that's cool. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, amazing, and 100% worth my Game of the Year pick from 2 weeks ago. Even though I didn't have but 12 hours in the game, or however many hours I was at then, but absolutely nailed that prediction. Thank you, previous Daniel, for picking the right game. But yeah, bro, what you got for me?
I've been pretty casual this week in my gameplaying. I played a bit of Tales of Arise, a bit more, which is a JRPG that I've been wanting to try for a while, and I dove into it a couple weeks ago, and I'm just still chipping away at it. Nothing super extraordinary to say about it just yet. The combat is fun. The story is interesting enough, but it's very JRPG. Nothing crazy yet. I'm sure something will happen, because I hear this is like a 9 out of 10 video game, but they might be people who are just like enjoy the Tales series and just think it's a good entry. But I'll tell you more as I go on. But the game is beautiful. That definitely It's a really pretty game. And Sonic Frontiers, just hopping into that every now and again, doing the little cyberspace levels from time to time. That's pretty much it. I haven't really dove into anything really hugely this week yet.
Okay.
And what was it? The RPG you're playing again? I'm sorry, I missed the title of the game.
Tales of Arise.
Oh no, yeah, okay, yes, of course.
Christian, what you got for me?
There's one thing I can talk about. Over the winter break, my flight got canceled because of the winter storm. Had to wait a couple days before I could fly back, visit my family in California, and I decided to just have fun. I got a pie, and I played Bloodborne DLC. I didn't finish the Bloodborne DLC, but I was playing it for the very first time, and the Bloodborne DLC has hands. So I had to go back out, and Bloodborne players will know this. I had to go into the cum dungeon. Yes, that's a real thing. I had to go into the cum dungeon and and grind some souls there. Get a bunch of blood vials, level up a little bit. I had to go grind a couple of some bloodstones so I can upgrade my axe, and then hop back into the DLC. And it's fun, but it is difficult DLC. I had to get back into the swing of things. There's a little bit of jank in Bloodborne, but like, man, fuck, it's so good. Oh, I want another Bloodborne. Or no, I'm sorry, I want the same Bloodborne, but 60 FPS.
I mean, you probably want another Bloodborne also, but
yeah, but only from Software is my thing.
Fair.
And then I started playing two other things that I actually may do something with that I want to keep secret for a little bit. So I'm not gonna say.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Little tease.
Yeah. I do love to tease.
Guys, do we want to go into the topic of the show, or do we want to talk about some of these Sony announcements that are coming up? Because there is already like 4 or 5. We can hold them for next week if you guys think that's better, or we can go over some of them right now.
Let's go over some of them right now. Why not? We're already here.
Okay. So, Sony apparently launched a satellite. I don't know. That was one of the first things they said. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just basically going over this Twitter thread. So, Sony Pictures has more than 10 projects in development with PlayStation Productions. Uncharted surpassed 400 million, which is, Jesus, that's insane. Gran Turismo is confirmed to come summer of 2023. And Neil Blomkamp was on stage talking about it, which, man, I don't know what's going to happen there. But he's saying high adrenaline car photography is what this game is. Sony Venice 2 camera has a detachable sensor called the Rialto, and we use them all over the cars in spaces you could never typically get an IMAX resolution sensor in those areas.
Woo.
Real high res stuff.
Yeah.
Dude,
talk about... Sorry, keep going. There's one thing I just saw that's like, it looks insane.
Yeah. Apparently they gave an actual release date for Gran Turismo. August 11th, 2023 is the date. We also have Haven, which is creating a brand new franchise. They said they're reimagining everything. We're excited about growing a healthy community and evolving the game with that community. We have space to co-create and evolve that universe with those who spend time in it. Christian's freaking out, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going through the Wario 64 thread, and there's some couple of things in there that looks. Yeah, anyway, sorry.
60 FPS.
Bloodborne is that in there?
No, it's PSVR related. It's PSVR related.
Okay,
dang it.
I think we're getting there. Bungie also showed up. At Bungie, we create games that inspire friendship. A game is a moment in time that is constantly evolving. Development is a two-way conversation. We're almost building the game jointly with our community. They own the experience at least as much as we do. Okay, I expected there to be like an announcement in there, but that was just him saying something.
There. Yeah.
Yes. But Sony is also apparently joining the music experiences of VR in a metaverse-like world where gamers can join creators in virtual worlds. Sports are in the same boat. Sony wants to create virtualized stadiums. The term metaverse has not been outright mentioned yet.
And this is not what I was talking about.
No. Sony is creating VR stadiums. Yes. Manchester motion capture. I don't think we really care about that. Now PSVR 2, Christian, will launch with more than 30 games. Jim Ryan, our best friend, confirms. I'm being facetious.
Oh, shut up. He's not our freshman. Yeah, get out of here. Shut up.
I'm being
Get out of
facetious.
that noise.
Gran Turismo is coming to PlayStation VR 2. Gran Turismo 7 players will get a free PSVR 2 upgrade. Very cool.
Yeah, and that's what I got really excited about.
Oh,
okay. I'll just say what am I? Oh no, I'll wait till you're done. I'll say it after.
You could say it.
So I got into Assetto Corsa, and I have been modding it so that I can set up. I'm gonna buy myself a wheel, so I can. It's supposed to be one of the best driving simulators, and you can also play it in VR, and it is insane how realistic it is, and like the maps that people are doing are like really cool, and I can drive around Tokyo with like hundreds of cars, and like I'm still working on getting these mods before I even buy the setup, but I'm very excited for it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds sick. Are you getting the pedals too?
Yeah, the wheels come with pedals.
Okay.
The add-ons usually are is the shifter.
Oh, interesting.
No, you might be about to mention it,
Okay.
Daniel. So go ahead.
Okay. They are also confirming that one of the best VR games that defined the medium, Beat Saber, is coming to PlayStation VR 2. They also showed off Project Leonardo.
Yeah, that's also what I'm
Leonardo.
about to say. Yeah.
Yeah. New PS5 accessibility controller kit that is going to allow players with disabilities to play comfortably. That is awesome. I'm sure there's a lot of PlayStation gamers out there that would very much appreciate this, much in the vein of what Microsoft did with the accessibility controller. So this looks really cool. It can be used as a standalone controller, pair with a DualSense controller, and is highly customizable. Sony has worked with Able Gamers, awesome, and other charities to build this controller. Yeah, this looks really... It looks like a freaking spaceship, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing is really cool, and I'm excited to see like what people do with it and how they use it. Like, obviously, like the big thing is that getting the barriers down for more people to play games is the biggest thing. So I'm happy to see that PlayStation has like a first party solution to that. So very happy.
Absolutely.
How much do these accessibility controllers usually cost? Are they like...
The Microsoft one, I think, was like 200 or something like that. I
That's
think.
pricey.
Sure.
I might be wrong on that. I may have just pulled that out of my
Xbox adaptive controller?
Yeah.
129 apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
100
way
US.
better than
yeah,
240
sorry.
or whatever.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I was just curious because like Christian was saying, good to lower these barriers, but also would be nice if they were affordable as well at the same time.
Yeah.
But I understand it costs a lot to make these things, but at the same time.
Sure.
Same time.
Which 100 wouldn't be bad if that's how much the PlayStation one is.
That's not horrible.
Yeah, the normal ones I think are 70. So, they also announced December was the biggest month for PlayStation 5 sales. They've hit 30 million units through to consumers worldwide. Insane. Jim Ryan says he's going to personally deliver a PlayStation 5 to anyone who wants one soon. I'm kidding. He didn't say that, but he said they should be able to get them soon if they want them. Yeah. We're getting more updates as we go. Sony and Honda reveals an EV smart car. That has nothing to do with video games. I think that's probably, for the most part, most of our luck there on games that they revealed.
I wonder if they'll probably end up talking about InZone at some point. Their monitor suite and their headphones and stuff.
Yeah, very well could. Was that last year that they announced the other ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
I just swallowed that.
Damn.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, apparently you
This
can
is-
play play games in the new smart car that they made as well. That's interesting.
Oh,
Just drive the cars, man.
not again.
Okay. So if we have any more on Sony's conference, we can talk about it next week. Anywho, moving into the topic of the show, guys, we are going over our PXN's 2023 video game predictions. Of course, we did this last year. We just tallied up the results a few weeks ago. I think me and Ro, tied for first, right, Ro?
I think so.
Yeah. That's
Wait, no,
interesting.
I didn't get any points.
Wait, for predictions?
Yeah.
I thought we
Was it?
tied. Didn't we tie for first?
Oh no, I came back, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that means you got to listen to me and Rose predictions. Christian engages.
Remains to be seen.
Just kidding.
I don't remember what happened. All I know is I deleted the predictions today, and I made a new document just for predictions. So,
Nice. Okay.
Old
no one
news.
won anything last year. It's a
No.
fresh slate.
No one won. All right. Play back the tapes. Let's, not kidding.
I
all right.
won on December 31st, 2022. I won.
Okay. There you go. Christian Macias dubs himself the winner. All right.
If you know what I mean.
Guys, do you want to do some round robin action? You want to?
So the way I have it is the same as last year. Is that I have the order is Dan, Ro, me, Gage, which we'll just read off Gage's text that he sent us,
Yes.
and then we'll just start. Oh, round robin. Do you want to do it like how fantasy critic does it, or it's like Dan, Ro, Christian, Gage,
Gage.
Christian, Ro, Dan, and then just
Sure.
snake through?
Sure.
We do
that's,
snake?
That's fine with me.
Okay. That means you would start us off, King.
All right. Let's start us off here. I'm going to start us off with, we are going to get first gameplay footage of Fable shown with a 2024 release window announced. Of course, there's been a little bit of rumor on the internet saying that Fable's been restarted and all this stuff, which ended up being false, which is why it wasn't in our stories. But yeah, I think we have to get a look at it this year because it's been many years since that game's been announced, and we've known it's been in development for, gosh, at this point over 4 years, maybe 5 years. So I think this is the year 2023 we get a gameplay trailer or a look and release date of 2024. Let's do this.
Who's developing Fable? Is that Bethesda?
Playground Games.
Playground. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm ignorant. Forgive
Forza
me.
Horizon devs, which are taking their open world expertise. Fable.
And with a 2024 date, huh?
Yes, sir.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, this game, Microsoft bought Playground Games in 2018, and on stage, Phil said that Playground Games was starting development on a new type of open world game, which ended up being Fable. So, like, that is over 4 years at this point, and that's like from now. That was from June actually of this year, so next year would be 5 years in June. So,
Right.
yeah.
But you got to think like timelines here. Like, how long were they deciding what to do?
That's fair.
How did COVID affect that team? And it's like, I'm sorry, like normally they do racing games, and Fable is a third person like RPG, which is like they have to shift a little bit.
I'm
I'm
believing.
counterpicking you. I'm kidding.
You're counterpick.
I want this for you.
I want it too. I love Playground. They've done great work. So, who's next?
Okay.
Who's next?
Ro is next.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna go with the next major Nintendo Direct. So not a Nintendo Mini, not a partner Direct. The next major Nintendo Direct where they're like, we're gonna tell you about this year in Nintendo. They give us Metroid Prime Trilogy for this year. Got a 2023 for the Metroid Prime Trilogy, and also a new Prime 4 trailer with no date, but just a new Prime 4 trailer where it's not just a fucking logo and we actually get to see something. They restarted production at Rare in 2019, and before that, they were working on it since 2017. But all that stuff is nothing now because it restarted at Rare. So I'm hoping they have a little bit something to show by now, because it's been 4 years now. That's a dev cycle for certain games. So I'm really hoping that they got something to show this year.
I think you're giving Nintendo way too much credit, but I would love it if this happened. This is the year of the manifestation, after all. So you know
Exactly.
what? I'm in with you.
Exactly.
I gave Dan so much shit for Fable 4. I forgot this is the year of manifestations.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're forgetting that me and Ro won last year, Christian. So we have the best, predictions.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
At the very least, they got to be putting out that trilogy sometime soon.
Oh yeah.
Please.
I think we'd be lucky to get one remake/remaster.
Wow.
Okay. Man, they could be riding the highs of Metroid Dread right now. That was so good. If they just continued that streak, and they can just re-release Metroid Prime, and while we're waiting for Prime 4.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
To recap, Bro's prediction: Metroid Prime trilogy announced for 2023 at the next major direct. Also, Metroid Prime 4 trailer. No date.
Yes.
Got it? Okay.
Wow.
It was a lot, so I had to type it in. I want to make sure I got everything correct.
Bold prediction.
I'm hoping to get half points.
The hat and the point. Yeah. Oh, you're smart, you motherfucker.
That's fair. So wait, if I put like 10 games down real quick, can I get a 10th of a point if one's right?
Oh
I'm kidding.
0.1.
Yeah. I'm kidding.
If that is how you win, that'd be insane. Here we go. My first prediction. A new Silksong trailer is shown at a next major showcase. Releases in April.
Oh,
That's feasible. Yeah.
Not too crazy yet.
Year of the manifestation, but that's feasible.
Silksong finally comes.
I had to look at the calendar, and I saw there was like some Nintendo games coming out in earlier spring, like March and like February. But April, looking like there's not a lot of competition. That'd be a prime place, and it's got to be out by summer. You want to avoid Zelda in May. Release it beforehand. April, got to be the time.
That'll be it. Okay.
What's Gage's first?
Gage, his first one is one that he's predicted a lot. State of Decay 3 gameplay is revealed with a release coming in 2024. This is the first time that I'll tell Gage that he has a chance of this happening. I will say there's a chance. Last year, no chance in hell that this was happening. This year, there's a chance. So,
when do we start giving Gage flack for predicting State of Decay 3 for every single time we do any sort of prediction?
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
If not now, when?
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? That's fair. He's not here, so let's go ahead and dish it on him.
And this might be the last chance we get.
Yeah.
Because it might actually come out this year.
Yeah.
I want him to not predict it once, and then for it to happen. The one time he doesn't do it.
Yeah. Fair.
What's the second one?
The second one is Starfield releases before April 30th, 2023. There is no way in hell this is happening, Gage. Sorry. No way in hell.
Did they say that
Todd Howard doubled down, right? Yeah.
He said the first half of this year, but
is like July, which is August, right? That's like the cutoff point.
Yeah, I guess 1st. June. Yeah,
July 1st.
Yeah. I think this will be as late as possible into the first half of the year, if it even comes in the first half of the year. I still don't necessarily believe that it's coming in the first half of the year, but there's no way it's coming before April. I don't think, anyways. But
yeah, I feel like we would know that by now.
I feel like you would. April. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. My prediction, which is not my actual one, I'm just saying a little tease for next week. I think when Starfield comes out, I think it's buggy. People are expecting that, and that it gets a lot of 7s and 8s, not a lot of 9s.
Interesting.
I'm a hater.
It's possible. Anything's possible.
My number 2. Let's turn towards Xbox. Ninja Theory shares a new look at Project Mara, is given its real name and a date of 2024.
Project Mara. That's the super realistic looking one, right?
Yeah, the one where they, like all their games look at like mental illness, but this one especially.
Oh yeah, I remember this now.
Mhm. Spooky game.
Ooh,
Spooky
yeah.
game.
That could be.
And I
good.
need it.
Ninja Theory. There's some good devs over there. Love me some Where's Enslaved sequel. I would love to see that come back. That game was great.
I need Hellblade to come back.
Oh, that's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you say where we might see this in your prediction, Christian?
No, but I would reckon it at an Xbox showcase.
Right. True. That makes sense.
Interesting.
Hell yeah.
Where's
I think it's
Ninja Theory?
E3.
Wait, so do you think Hellblade comes out before that? This doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a prediction. Okay.
Yeah, I do think Hellblade is probably slated for this fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, you know what? If Hellblade is this fall, Gage's argument for Starfield coming out in spring summer might start making more sense.
Maybe.
Much to think about.
But they are very different games too. I feel like that would be different audiences, but
Right, but they're both Xbox Studio games at this point, and they want to have like
it's true.
releases not eat at each other. Yeah.
Fair. Bro, what's your
Bro, give me number 2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dan.
No, you're good.
Number 2, another Nintendo one from the Nintendo aficionado. Game Boy on Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so we get like
Sonic
a nice
Advance?
little... God, I wish. I'm thinking it's like Game Boy and Game Boy Color stuff, so not even Game Boy Advance stuff yet.
That would still be cool.
But, yeah. That would be great if they just do all Game Boy, like the entire suite. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Go play Pokemon Yellow again, you freaks, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Getting Pokemon Crystal and those sorts of games. Yeah, but that's what I predict. Even though I don't know, they're kind of slow on the Nintendo 64 stuff. Even right now, the way they're releasing games, where it might be a while. But this fun little prediction. Hoping Game Boy gets announced on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Or we get more Nintendo 64 games. Would be nice too.
That'd be nice too. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do this one after. Okay, so my number 3 prediction, or no, I'm on number 2.
You're number 2. Yeah,
number 2. Number 2 prediction. I alluded to it earlier in the show, Christian. The Last of Us factions, which is interesting. I already saw Gage's just to make sure I didn't cross over with anything. Gage has a different prediction than this, and it's different than what I think yours is going to be too. The Last of Us Factions releases an early beta this summer, shortly after the June reveal after the 10-year anniversary of The Last of Us. That is my prediction.
Hell yeah.
I like it. It makes me question my own prediction. I like it, dude.
Heck yeah.
Wait till you see questioning everything, dude.
Wait till you see Gage's prediction.
Oh no.
I don't want none of it. I don't want no part in Gage's prediction.
The Last of Us's 10th anniversary is summer, right?
Yeah, I think it's May or June, right?
No, it's June because it released right before E3.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, what if we get that announcement at E3? Like, that'd be cool.
Of course,
Sony way to end the show or something. I know they're not there yet.
Yeah, so if it would be Sony's thing, it'd be like September. Or sorry, August, September.
You don't think they'll do a showcase around that time?
They didn't last year, didn't they?
No.
Unless they do one earlier in the year, maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps.
When was the last E3 thing they did? I was in the theater for one of them. 2019, I guess. They do anything after?
Yeah, I guess not. But E3's back this year, guys.
Yeah.
E3's coming back.
It is back this
you
year.
know?
You're right.
Wait, what's
I
the
think
other? Wait, what's the other PlayStation one? Like, there's a State of Play and a
With the showcase.
showcase. Okay, yeah. So maybe they just have a State of Play for Last of Us Factions.
That
Instead
is
of a
true. They were doing
showcase.
state of plays in the summer, and then they did their showcase in September.
Yeah.
A lot to think about. Online has really just like thrown, things happen whenever and all the time.
The online, the internet's always right. Yeah.
Give me your third one.
My third one is another one that will tie into Gage's prediction as well, which is fun. Perfect Dark doesn't get any gameplay footage all year, with people wondering if the game has been canceled. It hasn't. It hasn't. I'm putting in parentheses, it hasn't. Of course, Crystal Dynamics was brought on in September of last year, or 2021, to assist on the project, which they've essentially taken over the project at this point because of Microsoft's struggle to build the initiative, their brand new studio. So I'm thinking we don't see anything from Perfect Dark this year, and I'm thinking 2024 is the year that we'll finally see it, and Crystal, leading the project, obviously. Yeah, I don't think that. I think Perfect Dark's still a long ways away, like fall 2024 at the earliest before it comes out. But my prediction is specifically that I don't think we see any gameplay footage this year, with people wondering if it's been canceled.
Is it canceled, Dan?
No, it's not canceled. No,
It hasn't. In
Nope.
parentheses, it hasn't.
nope. Yep.
Okay. Nice. All right.
So, Ro, your third prediction.
Okay. I'm thinking of if I just go with one that is very Rashan, kind of safe too, or if I go with my next big one.
Yeah.
We're at number 3 now, right? So we have 2 more
Yes.
after. Okay, I'll go with my
Mhm.
very Rashan safe one. A new Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm game is announced.
I hate you, dude.
It's been a while. Apparently there was a new not a trademark, what do they call those? Patents for a
Oh.
new title. So there could be a new one in development. I think it's time. I
Why
don't
don't
know
you
what
predict
they're
something cool, like, I don't know, Avatar partnership with Fortnite.
What?
I'm sorry,
With
I
like
interrupted you.
Avatar,
Keep
like
going.
Pandora Avatar, or
Yeah,
the Last
yeah.
Airbender Avatar.
I would have said Last Airbender.
Okay, because that would be more crazy. If Pandora Avatar, I feel like that's coming in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's definitely a collaboration I could see happen.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Christian?
Back to me then, eh?
Yeah.
I'll do my Naughty Dog one here then. Good time to
Ooh.
bring it up. Naughty Dog shows up in the same showcase twice. We get a reveal trailer for Factions 2 and a teaser for their next game, which is new IP.
Are you any dates or anything, or?
I didn't do any dates. You should I put dates on this thing?
No, that's fine. I was just curious if this can be
My
off
thing
your
is
prediction.
I'm not expecting Factions 2 this year.
Oh, okay.
It is not releasing this fall. I think the fall game is 100% Spider-Man 2. I think Factions will probably drop somewhere between February to May of 2024.
That's fair.
The way that they were even talking about in the story today, where they're like, we might share some new information later this year. It's like, I don't think this is coming yet.
That's fair. I was
Every
just
time
hoping.
because every time they share something, it's just like, hey, we're still hiring for this, by the way. We need more people to help us make this game.
Yeah.
I think the beta makes sense, Dan, but like the game itself launching, I don't think so.
Now, it's funny you say that, Ro.
Oh.
Because Gage's next prediction predicts something similar
Let's have
to
it.
that.
Let's hear it.
The Last of Us Factions releases within a month of the 10th anniversary of The Last of Us. PC, PS5, day and date. He not only said it's coming out, he said it's coming PC and PS5 day and date also.
Let's go. I hope this happens.
I hope it does too.
It will not happen.
It will not, yes. I don't think so.
The narrator says.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of hopium in that prediction, Gage. But we respect it.
I think we are 5 to 7 years away from any sort of PlayStation and PC day and date.
Yeah. Although we did talk about off air that free to play would possibly be an exception, that maybe PlayStation would do that. I don't know. If it's free to play.
Mayhaps.
So. And another, how about number 4 from Gage here, which ties into my other prediction as well that I just talked about. And he says, this breaks my heart, but Perfect Dark is revealed and it looks incredibly mid.
Oof.
How do we judge?
That's
that
fair.
Prediction?
That's actually fair. I don't know how you would judge that.
Yeah. What if I think it's been and Gage thinks it's amazing?
Exactly.
I thought Starfield looked mid, but everyone thought that looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
General Twitter consensus, because that's so reliable.
Right.
We'll have to feel that one out and discuss, which should be fun.
Yeah, that'll be
I guess it'll be our general reactions to it, I guess.
Gage says, yeah, it's incredibly mid, even though he's like super stoked for it just because he wants the point.
No, we won't allow that.
Yeah. How will we know though?
I don't know. We'll have Glenn decide.
Yeah, that's fair.
Back to me then, number 4.
Back to you. Yes.
FromSoft related, sort of. Blue Point. Ready? You ready for this? You thought the Naughty Dog Bang Bang was big. Blue Point unveil their original game. It's Bloodborne 2.
Whoa.
I'm not done. We also learn about their next remake this year. It's Metal Gear Solid 2.
Wow.
Let's go.
So wait,
hell yeah.
Christian, you just said that you wanted FromSoft to make Bloodborne 2. So would you be happy about this?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I'd still play the shit out of it though.
Oh man.
Fair.
The thing about Bloodborne, even though Sony owns the IP, only From Software can remake or remaster Bloodborne 1. Bloodborne, I should say. And we know they're not working on that. They've got their own stuff that they're doing. They're busy. They're not focused on Bloodborne at all. And we know that Blue Point is working on a beloved franchise for both either an original game or and a remake. So,
which you can't blame them. Why would they want to do Bloodborne? They want to do their own IP, that they own. Well, I guess I don't know if they own it or Bandai owns their IP. I don't know how that
PlayStation owns IP for Bloodborne.
Oh yes. I mean like Elden Ring and like that such that they work with Bandai Namco with. I don't know how their arrangement with them works if they own
True.
their IP
I don't know.
not, but yeah.
I almost don't want this to happen. Like I had to think about this one the hardest, and like what else could it be? Like a Siphon Filter sequel. Like is anyone really clamoring for that? Like an original IP Siphon Filter? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe a new IP would be pretty cool from Blue Point. Like the possibilities are just like, this is probably the one I'm most curious about. I need to know.
Their last game was the remake Shadow Colossus on PS5. Is that right?
No, Demon Souls.
Yeah, Demon Souls.
Oh, Demon Souls. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, which is a great remake.
Ro, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is going to be Fulbright returns and Open Roads returns as well, and releases later this year, moving past the Steve Gaynor controversy. I saw like an article.
Is he still working there though?
I don't think so. I think he's actually left.
I thought he was, but like in a smaller role.
He stepped Yeah, you're right. He stepped
I-
down like as like a writer or something, like instead of like lead on the project. I think I read. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not entirely sure, but I can figure it out while we're talking about the prediction or your next one. Yeah, it's been a while. The article that I'm thinking of is just like the development team talking about how much they want to release this game. They still want to put it out, and the way they were talking about it, it seemed like they were targeting 2022. The article like interview we're talking about, obviously they didn't make it, so I'm assuming that it's not far now until the game comes out. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll see if I can-
Can you tell me your prediction again, like word for word?
I said Fulbright returns, Open Roads releases this year.
Got it.
I could
Okay.
add a time frame on that actually, instead of just saying this year.
Do you want one? It's up to you. How about no? This won't count towards the point. You can just give one if you want to, for funsies.
I think it releases in the summer.
Yeah, that'd be a great summer release.
Game Pass, maybe.
Maybe. Ooh, be huge. Be pretty big. Okay, since we're on this, I think Season, A Letter from the Future, would be a fantastic Premium, whatever the fucking service is. I think they'd be a great game for that. Similar to how Stray was released on that. I think Season would be fantastic.
Be very cool.
Agree.
Okay. My number 4 prediction. I've got to decide. I have 3 left, and I have 2 predictions. So, I'm going to skip this one because Ro may or may not have it. So I'm just going to skip it and do the other 2. Gears 6 gets a teaser trailer with a fall 2024 release date. Of course, Gears 5 came out in 2019. They had the switch to Unreal Engine 5, and yeah, I'm very much anticipating this game from the Coalition. After the ending of Gears 5, it kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger with a very big decision at the end of that game. So I'm very excited. I love the story of that the Coalition has continued for this series. So I really hope that this happens, and I think there's a decent shot that it happens. Obviously, they said they needed more time. In the past, they've been on 3-year dev cycles for their Gears games. They've hit that pretty steadily. And obviously, with their switch to Unreal Engine 5, that got pushed back a little bit. So 2-year delay, I think, or not delay, but 2 years further back from where they normally would be at, I feel like is pretty fair for a 2024 release date. And they've been well known to show gameplay the year before it comes out. So that's why I'm thinking teaser trailer this year. And
Okay.
Fall 2024 release date.
I can see it happening.
Heck yeah.
One more, last
come
one.
on. Marcus Phoenix. Sorry. The last one is, of course, another Xbox prediction. I deleted my Nintendo one, which we could, if we have any like.
We can do them after when we're all done. We'll get those out. Yeah.
Okay. Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Series S and X don't get price increases in 2023. And there's a very important reason why I don't think that they will be coming this year. And price increases aren't coming this year is because their ongoing battle with the FCC. I don't think that they want to do anything that would stir up any conversation to possibly get them to not get their acquisition moving forward with Activision. And I think price increases on any of those things would probably get scrutinized from that perspective, even though some of them are probably warranted in terms of Game Pass with the value that adds. But but yeah, I think they're going to try and stay away from price increases to help out their battle, I guess, against the FCC. So we'll see what happens, but that's my 5th and final prediction, bro.
Yes, sir. Do you think that gets settled this year? I hope that Activision whole thing
I
works
hope
out.
I hope it just gets finished this year. I'm tired of hearing about it, to be honest. It's just all the time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but I think Gage knows how it's going to go with his final prediction.
Oh,
That's a little tease for later.
I like it.
So, what's your final?
My final one.
Yeah.
The next major Nintendo Direct. So it's either the Metroid Prime stuff or this one. They announced the next mainline Mario title, and it's a 2D game. 2D Mario.
Wait, which game? I'm sorry. Start it over again.
I just said at the next major Nintendo Direct, they announced the next mainline Mario title, and it's 2D. I didn't state if it was like the Donkey Kong team's game, which I don't think it is. I just think it's the next Mario game. I think they want to have something with this Mario movie coming out. Not a tie-in movie per se, but just like a new Mario game to go along with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time.
It is time. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I agree with Dan. It is time. Is that what you're? I won't spoil it. Okay. Yeah.
I'll just say it. Yeah, that was what I was holding it because I was hoping you would have that for the final one. Yeah.
Okay, my last one.
Yes, sir.
I also just wanted to clarify with the Steve Gaynor stuff. The art director from the article that I was reading said that, but as of June 2021, he hasn't really had any involvement in open worlds. We've taken it and made it our own. So it still remains to be seen if he's still at the company, but apparently he is not involved in the game anymore. Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify that real quick.
Cool.
You guys all gave real predictions. I almost don't want to get my fifth one out. I might change it.
Oh, live.
But it is the year. It is the year of the manifestation, isn't it?
It is.
Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
I say dream big.
Tell us your heart.
What's your heart say?
My heart says a new Kirby Air Ride is announced.
Oh,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It happens. No.
I hope so. Kirby, talk about like the what I was saying about Metroid. Like, just keep riding that high. Kirby and the Forgotten Land was great. They're remaking a Kirby 64 game. People are loving Kirby again. Just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. God, what I would give even for Kirby Air Ride to be available on Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, just give us the GameCube game again. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Something.
Good lord. That's one of those games where I was like, if you port it, you don't have to do anything. It's fine. Just give me the GameCube game. It's okay.
You just want to enjoy that again.
I want to enjoy it.
You have no idea, Dan.
I don't. You're right. I've never played. I played the crap out of Nintendo or GameCube. Yeah.
The original Battle Royale.
Wow.
I got a new match, by the way, and I'm simping right now.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Live on air, he's simping. Live on air, yeah. What else was new? Gage, your last one.
Yeah, Christian, my last one is... No, sorry. I tried to sound like you there.
That's Gage laughing, I don't know.
I don't know. Anywho, Gage somehow copied my brain because another similar prediction, but, taken in a completely different direction here. Microsoft and Activision acquisition does not go through, according to Gage. That is his prediction. His final prediction.
Acquisition. Sorry. Which?
Microsoft.
Of Activision.
Yes. Microsoft's Activision acquisition does not go through this year.
This year or just completely
he doesn't
falls apart?
Yeah, he didn't say this year. He just said doesn't go through. So I think he's meaning it gets axed. Essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wish he was here to clarify.
Yeah, so if they announce that that the deal's going through on January 1st, 2024, that does not count as a point for you, Gage.
All right,
I considered that it finishing.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
Yes.
Let me recap everyone's predictions, and then we'll do our honorable mentions that won't count for points, just for fun. I have a Ricola in my throat, if that's what you hear. I don't know if you can hear that.
Ricola.
Yum. I'm just kidding. I know that's something else. Dan.
Yo.
Your predictions.
Mm-hmm.
1. First gameplay for Fable is shown, announced for 2024. 2. The Last of Us Factions releases an early beta this summer, shortly after the 10-year anniversary of The Last of Us. That'll be your most base prediction, IMO. 3. Perfect Dark gets no gameplay footage all year, with people wondering if it's been canceled. Parentheses, it hasn't. 4. Gear 6 gets a teaser trailer with a fall 2024 date. And last, Xbox Game Pass and the Series X/S don't get price increases in 2023. All right. Roshan,
Yes.
your 5 predictions. 1. Metroid Prime Trilogy announced for 2023 at the next major direct. Also, a Metroid Prime 4 trailer with no date is shown.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. 2. Game Boy on Nintendo Switch Online. It happens this year. Roposits. 3. A new Naruto Ninja Storm is announced. Incredible. I hate you for saying that. I don't know. A new Call of Duty game is coming. Whatever.
That is not on the same level. I don't think
we'll
that's
check.
on the same level.
Well, yeah, well. 4. Fulbright returns. Open Roads releases this year, 2023. I nixed the what you said about Steve Gaynor. I don't know if that was part of it. Moving past the Steve Gaynor
Right. Yeah.
stuff, yeah. That's assumed. 5. The next mainline Mario game is announced at the next major Nintendo Direct. Is it I forgot to write down. It's a 2D game.
Yes, it's 2D.
It's 2D.
If it's 3D and it does get announced, just kill me.
Get the gun. Okay.
Shoot him out back.
Oh, God.
Get the strap.
Old Yeller.
Mine. No. Mine. Number 1. Silksong trailer is shown at a next major showcase, releasing in April. 2. Ninja Theory shares a new look at Project Mara, is given its real name and a date of 2024. 3. Naughty Dog shows up in the same showcase twice. A reveal trailer for Factions 2 and a teaser for their next game is shown. Their next new game is new IP. 4. Blue Point unveiled their original game. It's Bloodborne 2. We also learn about their next remake this year. It's Metal Gear Solid 2. And last, one we're all hoping for that actually happens, a new Kirby Air Ride is announced.
Please, Nintendo.
And gauges were as follows. Number 1, State of Decay 3 gameplay is shown. Release date of 2024. 2. Starfield releases before April 30th, 2023. We'll see. 3. The Last of Us Factions releases within a month of the 10th anniversary of The Last of Us. PS5 and PC day and date. No shot. 4. Perfect Dark is revealed and looks mid. That's funny.
Possible.
And 5. Activision acquisition does not go through. Wow. Bold predictions for 2023, everyone.
Yes. Give yourselves
So
a round of
excited.
applause for those predictions.
Mm.
Great predictions.
Do we have any fun ones that we want to say that are not going to count? I have 3.
Honorable mentions. Well, I'll just say mine was similar to yours, Ro, about Mario. I just was going to say the next mainline Mario game gets announced and coming out this fall. So not quite necessarily tied in with the movie because it's a little further out. But yeah, that was my prediction before I axed it.
I was going to predict Kid Icarus comes out, but with all the news today, I felt like I didn't want to anymore.
Right.
But yeah, that was one of mine, and it's honestly the only one that I remember because I deleted all the other ones. I don't have any big ones coming to mind.
Fair.
The thing is, in my notes, I had written down that Ueda's next game gets announced, but like we already had news of that come out, so I had to delete this. So I have 3. Kojima announces he is working on a VR game for PSVR 2.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yoko Taro's new game is revealed with a 2024 date. And this last one, we either get I couldn't decide, so I just wrote the whole thing. Either a new Donkey Kong game from the Koizumi team or Super Mario Galaxy 3.
Oh man, be cool.
Please.
Wait, this is the
That's it?
manifestation episode. What did I messed up? Hang on, I have one more to add. Halo Tatanka comes out, and it's amazing. Battle Royale, rumored Battle Royale. That's my honorable mention. So,
I
please.
predict Christian Macias will get spitted in again.
Oh god. Wait, spitted? Isn't it spit in?
Spat in. We'll get spat in
Spat.
again.
Sounds wrong.
We'll swallow and say thank you.
Oh god. I think it's time for us to say thank you on the show. Do you guys have anything more to add before we close out the show?
Yeah, look forward to next week. I'm hosting next week, and I have on the slate here that we're going to be looking at the 2023 games calendar. We'll go over all the games we're excited for coming out in 2023. We'll also throw in some open critic predictions because, I mean, it's the start of the new year. It's always fun to do that stuff. So,
Hell yeah. Down for it. I'm down for it.
Mhm,
Make sure you guys come back next week for that. Thank you to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, not SoundCloud, why did I say that? Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you, Ro. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Gage, who's no longer in the chat, but he was with us at one point. I am Daniel, and this has been Podcast PXN, and we are out. Much love, and keep on gaming.
See ya.
spit in my mouth.